it's one thing y'all know about me, y'all know I'm going to say what's on my mind. So my rant for today is going to be on asking a woman how many baby daddies they have when you first meet her. Okay, so I think it's an inappropriate question, and I'm going to tell you why. I actually did ask several of my male friends as well as family members why they asked this question. Well, how many baby daddies do you have? And they all gave the same answer. Well, I want to see what I'm getting into. I want to see what type of woman she is. That is not a judge of character. How many baby daddies someone has is not always a good judge of their character, and I'm going to tell you why.
Your name and age.
Paris, I'm 28.
Paris, what do you do?
I do property management, model, content creation, stuff like that. I'm gonna be honest. And the type of person I am, I have big mama energy and I'm a big dominant. And yeah.
So in response to my video about how some men have lowered the bar, offering to take women on walking dates, and one man wanted to meet her in the parking lot, Kevin here says, it's not that we can't afford it. Are you worth the time, money, and effort? And my whole thing is, it's not like the women get their time back at the end of the night and the men don't. Basically, you're both exchanging your time. You're not being honest about it, but it's about the money. Because what is it that she has to do on a first date that would make it worth it to you to spend $20 on her meal?
All right, a little bit of house cleaning before we get started. For all of y'all that's been rocking with me from day one, I appreciate the support. For all those who may be new here, coming in or out the door, for me, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, get it cracking in the comments. Every bit of your engagement absolutely helps promote me into the YouTube algorithm. I thank y'all for the support. Now let's get to it. Drop the video. Let's go.
If it's one thing y'all know about me, y'all know I'm going to say what's on my mind. So my rant for today is going to be on asking a woman how many baby daddies they have when you first meet her. Okay. So I think it's an inappropriate question, and I'm going to tell you why. I actually did ask several of my male friends as well as family members why they asked this question. Well, how many baby daddies do you have? And they all gave the same answer. Well, I want to see what I'm getting into. I want to see what type of woman she is. That is not a judge of character. How many baby daddies someone has is not always a good judge of their character, and I'm going to tell you why. I know people who walk around saying they have no children because they've abandoned their children and they're never going back. So everybody they meet thinks they're meeting somebody with no children. I also know people that have either none or one child. So therefore they get to walk around and say, oh, I only have one baby daddy, or I don't have any children. But it's because they've actually been pregnant several times. And when I say several, I mean 8 or more times. Almost by every single man they've been with. But they've had abortions. So you're missing the red flags, because when people get rid of the evidence of their history, they don't have to tell you. So therefore, you're not going to see any red flags. But then you take a look at a woman like myself who has been in 2 marriages for most of her adult life. I got married twice. First husband cheated. Second husband developed a drinking habit and ended up being abusive. And I did leave both of those marriages for those 2 reasons. However, when I first meet a guy and they say, oh, do you have kids? And I say, yes, I have blah, blah, blah amount of kids. And then they say, oh, how many baby daddies? That immediately puts me in a position where it's like, okay, he's asking me a judgmental question, because he literally only wants to know this information to judge me, to see if I'm a red flag woman. So I am now in a position when I've just met somebody to give them a whole bunch of information about my life in order to defend myself against the fact of how many baby daddies I have, even though they were both husbands. And now I have to divulge to them that I was abused and that I was in. And that may not be something that I want to divulge. I mean, I may divulge that to you later when I trust you more. But maybe I don't want to tell you all about that right now. Maybe I just want to enjoy your presence and get to know you right now. And I don't want to talk to you about my abuse, my abusive history. Like, I may not want to bring that up yet. So don't put me in a position to where I have to bring that up. I'm sure over time, every guy that I've dated over time learns how many baby daddies I have and why and what happened in my marriages. But I just don't think that's something that's appropriate to bring up immediately. And it's just not. So let me know what y'all think in the comments.
So what we have here is a woman that clearly wants to go into a dating scenario with an advantage. She doesn't want a man or the men she's interested in to be able to judge her or use a barometer to pick up on her red flags. So everything she said in this diatribe about not knowing if someone has babies or not because they've done a smortion or their grandparents or whatever she said, it's irrelevant. None of that matters. What matters is what they're focused on right now. The men that you're actually attracted to, the men that you desire, what they want to know is a clear-cut representation of your character and judgment. And yes, men are going to judge you. They're going to judge you based on the fact if they want to spend resources, time, energy, and effort on you. And they want to know that up front because they want to know before they waste their time if you're someone worth the investment. And you can get upset by it. You cannot like it. I get it. It's a bad rap. But men get to judge you based on your past, just like you get to judge them based on their past. There's one thing that women ask men, a question that men cannot get around, because this is what she's attempting to do, get around the question of how many baby daddies she has. Women oftentimes in the very beginning of dating a man will ask, what do you do for a living? How do you earn a living? And men cannot get around this question. Women have decided that this is one of the questions they want to ask to judge a man before investing her time and energy into this man. And women have the absolute right to ask that question at the very beginning because they want to basically disqualify you before they continue on with their time, energy, and effort. It's the same for men. If men want to ask you how many baby daddies you have before they invest time, energy, effort, and resources into you, they have the right. And there's nothing you can do. You can get upset. You cannot like it. But I mean, dating isn't fair. The world isn't fair. And people get to judge you based on your past. That's all there is to it. That's all it's ever going to be to it. I'm sorry you don't like the hand that you were dealt because you made those decisions in your past, but they're still decisions you chose to make. And no one has to deal with your past trauma or give you a grace for your poor decision making in men. The men you chose to replicate in your womb signifies if you can make good decisions or not. And those men have the absolute right to decide if you're someone they want to rock with or continue to see past the initial dating stage. All right, man, let's go to the next one.
Your name and age.
Paris, I'm 28.
Paris, what do you do?
I do property management, model, content creation, stuff like that. Yeah.
Busy, yep. Yeah. Now, why did you end up popping your balloon?
I'm gonna be honest. I do see you like a brother and like a homeboy. I'm gonna be honest. And the type of person I am, I have big mama energy, and I'm a big dominant. And yeah.
Let's see.
I wish I understood what that meant. So
Basically, it's like I'm a person that like power, and I carry along like alpha men energy. I'm an alpha female that's also in tune with my divine feminine and masculine energy. So
I'm somehow more confused, but I like long explanations. You know, I like things that are in depth, even if I have no idea what she's saying. But I'm sorry. I wish I understood.
Okay. And now, is she someone that she's your type? If you saw her out, would you approach her?
I don't know. I guess the dominant aura would just keep me away. I'd be like, oh God, and I get a little scared, you know. But
All right, cool. Thank you.
I believe this girl is a OnlyFans model, and I use that term loosely. I'm pretty sure she does Instagram baddie photos. That's the modeling she does. So this whole nonsense of her trying to say I'm a model and I do this, I do that. She does OnlyFans and Instagram. I think black women have a fundamental problem of what character and actual success looks like. If it doesn't come in the preconceived package that they desire, they're going to disqualify that man based on that alone. It doesn't matter this guy's an aerophysicist. It doesn't matter that this guy has his own company. It matters his aesthetics to them, and they can't get past the aesthetics. Now, we've seen on TikTok, they'll take a bummy white guy and transform him into Robin Thicke. And they'll post that all online and show the black girl or the black wife blow up. But they have a fundamental issue doing this with their own men who share their reflection. Yeah, this guy's a nerd. He's a bit of a geek, but this guy's successful. You could easily change his appearance. His appearance isn't set in stone. You could craft this man look, if he agrees to it, how you choose. You can get past that, but you cannot get past the fact that they require black men to come with swag and charisma off top. They don't have this same standard for their, our white counterparts. They just have it for black men. And dude, you dodged the bullet. This is not a woman that I would invest time and energy into. Like I said, she does OnlyFans and Instagram stuff. It's not a loss, trust me. Don't feel any type of way about not being able to rock with this particular woman. It's not a loss, trust me. Let's go to the next one.
So in response to my video about how some men have lowered the bar, offering to take women on walking dates, and one man wanted to meet her in the parking lot, Kevin here says, it's not that we can't afford it. Are you worth the time, money, and effort? And my whole thing is, it's not like the women get their time back at the end of the night and the men don't. Basically, you're both exchanging your time. You're not being honest about it, but it's about the money. Because what is it that she has to do on a first date that would make it worth it to you to spend $20 on her meal? The issue is that you want regular women to act like S-workers, and you're disappointed when they don't. Then you say it's not about the money. It is absolutely about the money, because a man with money isn't worried about spending $20 on a woman's meal and it didn't work out. But a man who used some of his rent money to take her, now he's pressed. It's crazy because the same men that always complain that women are transactional are expecting an ROI, a return on their investment. In exchange for their $20 that they spent on you, they need something, usually something physical, in return. Why don't you hire a professional where you are guaranteed to get your $20 worth? I think some of you don't know how to talk to women. You are so used to sliding in a woman's DMs or matching with her on a dating site that you've lost the art of conversation. So you want to hurry up and meet her at the place, and then when the vibe is off because you're awkward in person and she picks up on that, then you're mad that you wasted your $20.
She's married. She's one of the biggest misandrists on TikTok. By the way, she's married. I don't understand a woman who invests so much time in single people's dating experience, right? Now, I have my critiques of the dating market because I think there are some fundamental things that's going on in the black community that causes these systemic issues in dating that we need to address. But for this woman to always have a critique of single people's dating experience when she's married is ridiculous. Here's the thing. Men have the absolute right to decide if they want to invest in a woman on what type of date they want to take her on. Now, if a man initiates a date with a woman, yes, he should pay. But he also has the right to decide the investment of the date, how much money he wants to invest into the date. And if he wants to go on a coffee date, or if he want to walk with you on the beach, and if you don't agree with it and it's something you can't rock with, then don't entertain the man. Move on, push about. But to get online, especially this particular misandrist, to always try to shame men for a particular preference is asinine, daft, and stupid. Men have the right to decide what type of date they want to take a woman on, just like women have the decision of their own autonomy to decide if they want to participate in said date or not. So to link this stuff to Johns and tricks, it's basically what you're trying to do just from the end of the trick. You want men to pay these absorbent amounts of investment for dates that may not be successful. A first date doesn't signify any success in dating with this particular woman. It may not go well, and you may not get another opportunity to date this woman. So why should you make such a very hefty investment for someone you're probably not going to get past the first date with? Men have the right to decide how they want to spend their money, and women like you don't like it. You don't like men in particular. I would love to meet your husband and see what type of man he is, because there ain't no way I would be attached to a demon like you. Let's go to the next one.
Do you want to know the real reason why he's dating a 20-year-old when he's 50 years old? Because everyone his age knows what a loser he is. Run while you still can.
Again, I've said this on a previous video. There's a small percentage of older men who can date younger. And these men, the majority of these men simply have their shit together. And to try to shame them by saying that, oh, because the other women know that you're a loser, it's just an attempt to shame. This all y'all ladies have in your arsenal is to shame. Shame, shame, shame. For shame. That's all y'all do. The fact that y'all don't like that older men, some older men, can date younger women just gives you the ick. Why don't y'all just say that? Y'all think it's disgusting. Because that's what it is. You don't like the fact that these men have the ability to date younger. And guess what? You cannot like it as much as you want. But if those men can entertain the women that want to be entertained by those men, no matter what age they are, those women are going to entertain those men. And no amount of shaming on social media is going to stop those women from dating those men if those women want to date those men. You ladies never have any issues with women having autonomy until it's something you don't agree with. Then when you don't agree with those particular things those women are doing, then you want to strip away their autonomy through shame, insults, and guilt. But at the end of the day, I've said it once, I've said it twice, and now I'm saying it 3 times. Small percent of older men can date younger. And those men typically have their ish together. You can't shame them. You're not going to shame them. And they're basically going to continue to date those women if they are the women that they desire, and those women desire those men. Sorry, it gives you the ick, but hey, a lot of things in life gives me the, will give me the ick, but I can't, make rules up because something I don't like others doing bothers me. You're just gonna have to deal with it. Hey, you don't have to view whatever they're doing on social media. You can always go to something else, scroll past it. You have that autonomy. That's all I got, man. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, get it cracking in the comments. I'll see y'all in the next one. 2 fingers. Peace. We out. Catch y'all in the credits. Let's go. Like Jesus.